ASU head coach Willie Bloomquist and shortstop Matt King. We'll start with an opening statement from coach and open up to questions.
Well, we were hoping to play a second game today, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. Just extremely proud of our guys and the effort that they gave this season. Coming to an end in this game today, I still, in my heart, think it's a little too early for us to be done. But bottom line, we just didn't execute how we needed to today, and we came up short. So, but end of the day, I'm extremely proud of our guys for the effort and everything they gave to this program. I think this was one of those teams that you just you're going to remember for a long time for the guys that were internal, on how much they cared about each other and how much they played for each other, all the ups and downs that we went through this year. And end of the day, man, I'm blessed to be called their head coach and get to work with young men like Matt King and Jacob Tobias and Josiah Cromwick and Kyle Walker, these guys that it's most likely, Jonah Giblin, these guys that it's most likely their last game in a Sun Devil uniform. Just really, truly blessed to have been their head coach. So I learned from as much from them as they hopefully learned from me. But just nothing to hang our heads about. This program will continue moving forward. But again, just super proud of the effort level that these guys gave us and gave the program.
Coach, we talked about the game, but just your overall thoughts of getting here for the first time as a coach and the experience of playing these 3 games here this weekend and getting to experience postseason baseball for the first time as a head coach.
Well, I mean, obviously this is what you do all the prep work for and all the preaching and teaching throughout the year and trying to get them ready for moments like this that are, where miscues mean games, right? And ironically, a couple miscues today that cost us, and making sure that we, cross our T's, dot our I's, and those are the little things that win or lose ball games. And but as far as the overall experience, obviously we wanted to keep going. We had aspirations to keep going. I think we had a team that was capable of continuing to move beyond this, but at the end of the day, you take nothing away other than just these guys are a phenomenal group of young men. The effort level, the resiliency that they've shown all year, just a special group of kids, and get the chance to experience a regional. Again, Jacob Tobias, who's been here for 4 years, him getting that opportunity to do that after grinding it out 4 years in a Sun Devil uniform, it's great to see him have that opportunity. But just hopefully it's a mark that the program's not where we want it to be, but it's trending in the right direction. That we've continued to make progress each of the last 4 years, and hopefully we're on the right pathway to getting this thing right. So again, just very thankful for guys that have given me everything they got and coming in here and continuing to bring the program forward.
Willie, when you talk about the program being on the right track and the steps that you took moving forward this year, what's next in that evolution? And the expansion of scholarships, how much might that help? And what do you have to do to get to the ASU fans and your own personal expectations?
Well, I mean, I think when you look at the season as a whole, we set a record on attendance, 120,000 fans this year, which was huge. Again, the win total last 4 years has been great, and like I've made mention, we've done this with guys that have chosen to walk on and come here and build this program. You look at Lucas Kelly and Derek Schaefer and Jacob Tobias, Kean Vu, those kids are all walk-ons, man, that we've developed and made pretty dang good players. And so now when you throw the fact that Graham Rossini has done a great job and Dr. Crow and our president have really gotten behind athletics at Arizona State and poured the scholarship amount that we're going to get to be able to utilize moving forward with the full allotment of scholarships, I can't help but think the trajectory is on the right path, that we're going to get the resources to hopefully continue trending in the right direction. Again, we're not to where we want to be. I understand that. I understand the expectations at Arizona State, and but I do feel that based on the resources that we've had and the players that we brought in here, that this can be done, and we're continuing to go the right direction now with hopefully the resources that we've been equipped with moving forward beyond this year. The future's bright at Arizona State, so we'll continue to recruit young men like Matt King and Kyle Walker and these type of guys that are here for the right reasons, and just continue to explore those options to bring in players that are going to give everything they can to this program, and now we have the resources to do it. So I think moving forward, it's going to be everything looks very bright for Arizona State.
You came in here as a transfer, and even though you just been here for 1 year, what has this year meant to you and all those guys in the locker room?
Yeah, it's meant a lot. Once I first stepped on campus, all the guys that were returners, welcomed me in like they knew me forever. And so, I'll be able to call these guys my brothers forever. And the rest of my life, I'll be able to call them, text them, whenever. It's the closest team I've ever been a part of. And yeah, I wouldn't change my decision for the world. I appreciate Coach and the teammates for bringing me in and giving me the chance to play at this level.
Willie, what is your timetable with the portal opening very soon? What is your timetable from going from sitting back and just kind of thinking about this season and what you guys had to working towards the next season and going out and building a roster with a lot of spots needing to be filled before next season?
The work never stops. So it's been, the portal opens tomorrow. Obviously, we have plenty of scholarships that we're going to be going out, and we got a lot of big shoes to fill. Again, we have probably a departure of most of our starting lineup is going to be departing, either aging out and or being drafted. So again, tribute to the program for continuing to develop those guys. But we have some needs that we got to fill, so we can't afford to wait around. We're going to be hitting the portal extremely hard, looking for the right kind of players that want to come to Arizona State. And again, I think having that full allotment of scholarships is definitely going to help us reload instead of having to rebuild. I think that's a big thing. So as far as the turnaround, I'll celebrate these guys again tonight. We'll get home tomorrow. And then we'll, probably pretty rapidly start getting back to work on what the next steps are and needs that we have to fill, and those that are available. That I'm sure we'll see a extreme influx of names tomorrow when this thing opens up, and we'll be open for business. So we have again big needs to fill and the right kind of kids to fill.
When you look at roster turnover with underclassmen guys like Becky Zaborek and then Harrison, Cole Carlin on the pitching staff, how do you think how they played this year and just the underclassmen group in general, how they can kind of be the cornerstone pieces of next year and the years following that?
Well, I think we have a great core coming back, and to me that's big when you have that core foundation that understands the program and what's expected, and when you have that, you're able to fill in around it. So you have guys like Landon Hairston and Easton Barrett, Wyatt Halverson, Cole Carlone, Beckett Zavorek, Jax Ryan, those type of players that are coming back, and ones that have been in the program. Kai McGarry, who didn't play a ton this year, but is a very talented kid. Those type of guys that are going to be back and holding down the fort while we build around them. So we're not starting from scratch by any means. We have a good nucleus of kids that are there. Max Arlich, another one, threw the ball great yesterday, and now they have regional experience as well to go along with it. So like I said, it's a good core group coming back, and we do have our work cut out for us to fill in around us with the amount of guys that we're losing. But there's no stand behind it. There's no better place to play baseball in Tempe, Arizona, especially with the momentum that we have, and again the fan support, the resources that we're getting thrown into the program. All that stuff is things that in my mind make this future extremely bright at our program.
Willie was coming in college baseball 4 years ago. How has these past 4 years kind of challenged you to innovate and evolve personally and kind of adapt to this new young age?
Do you have a couple hours? I can share that with you. It's obviously the landscape has been extremely fluid and crazy, you know, and I've spent hours talking with Coach Savage about this, just on, you know, man, you really chose a crazy time to enter college sports. And when I took this job, there was no transfer portal, there was no NIL. It was just regular old baseball and college sports as we knew it. Well, things have really been flipped upside down. So I think that's been a learning curve, not only for me, but for, you know, every coach across the country is trying to figure out how this is all going to play out, and raising money and doing all these other things that we weren't expected to do initially. But now you need it in order to, you know, continue to make a program go. You know, I don't think the rules and the changing of the environment is going to stop anytime soon. I'm thinking there is supposed to be some judgment or thing coming down here in the next day, I've been told, the next couple of days, to where, you know, this whole landscape might change again. So, you know, that part of it's been challenging, but I think the one thing that remains staple is going after the right type of kids, bringing in your Matt Kings, bringing in your Kyle Walkers, those type of kids that fit your program, fit your mold, and coaching the hell out of them and trying to get them better and you know, get them to the point where, you know, they continue to have opportunities beyond Arizona State. So if we continue to do those things, like I said, I've always believed that the winds will follow. Maybe not as fast as some would like, but we're trending in the right direction and continue to add to our win total every year. And I don't anticipate anything less than next year.
I had one for Matt and one for Willie. Matt, Jeremy said you're the second ASU player to ever hit 400 in a season. Just
Career.
Career. So career, sorry. So just your thoughts about what that means that you were able to accomplish that.
I mean, it's truly an honor, you know, to be mentioned with the names that have come through like this program. I'm pretty sure Willie hit 400 one of the seasons, but
Stop.
I think he might
Maddie.
I think he might have me by a few points, but you know, it's honestly, I'm just thankful and grateful just to be here, and you know, and that everything went well.
And really, part of the challenge is retention of your players in the portal era, and pitchers especially are in demand and get negatively recruited and coached and all that stuff. So how are you feeling about what you accomplished this year with your pitching staff and going to the next level of retention plus adding?
Well, that's a challenge, and you have your poachers out there, and they know who they are, and I know who they are, and they've taken players from us in the past, and I imagine they're circling around in the sky, waiting for any morsel of food to drop so they can go try to get our players, and that's. Again, you know who you are, and I know who you are too. So, but for me, at the end of the day, you build a program that hopefully young men understand what the value is of staying here. They understand what the value is of when they come here. That ultimately this program is going to prepare them not only for life, but hopefully in baseball beyond Arizona State. And I think when you look at our track record of kids that have respectfully been given up on in other programs that have come here and now have gone on and played pro ball because of just the experience at Arizona State and what our coaching staff has done for them. I think our track record speaks for itself just in 4 short years of that, or 3 short years of that. So as far as our own players, I'm sure there will be plenty of people out there trying to cherry pick them. We just gotta hope that the culture and the environment that we built at ASU is something that they love, and they know that they're continuing to get better here. You know, we play baseball and arguably the biggest hotbed in the country of scouting and people exposure watching us play. And scouts get a chance to watch our guys every single day, not only during the season, but in the off season when we're inter-squatting. It's nothing to have 30, 40 scouts at our inter-squad games. So our players know that. Our players know they're in the perfect spot to get exposure and be seen. And again, I'll defer back to the past couple of years on the players that we brought in that were given up on at other places that have now put themselves on the map and are going to get an opportunity to play pro ball. For me, that part of the program speaks for itself, and it always will.
Coach, your team made the tournament for the first time since 2021. In your eyes, what's the identity of the 2025 ASU baseball team?
You know, the identity is, I think we built a a very talented team on a limited budget, and when you factor in what we're going to be getting moving forward, again, the future is extremely bright. But this team that we have was, again, very resilient. We went through our ups and downs throughout the year. We had our adversities, and these kids kept on grinding and didn't waver. They played hard regardless of the score, regardless of the being up or down runs. These guys played hard, and for me, that's what we try to instill in our guys, that no matter what, you give everything you got, and we'll let the results happen as they will. So nothing to hold our heads about. Just, again, extremely proud of the effort level and the dedication that these guys gave the program.
And last question.
Coach, as you kind of wrap up your time here with seniors like Matt King and Jacob Tobias and some of those guys that helped set the culture, how did they kind of prepare those young guys to kind of take the reins going, looking ahead to next year?
I think the young guys have an opportunity, or had the opportunity, to the ones that didn't play a ton that are watching, like, man, that's how you do it. You go about it like Matt King does. You go about it like Toby does. Are they respectfully the most talented guys in the world? No, but they go out and play the game the right way. Matt King's one of 10 players in the history of Arizona State to hit over 400. That's pretty damn special, So if you don't learn from guys like that and learn from guys like Toby, then shame on you. But I think these our younger guys certainly have taken note of how they play and how we play the game. And like I said, if they're watching anybody on how it's supposed to be done, they've had perfect examples of how to do that, the guys in front of them. So you get a young man like Beckett Zavorik that's watched Matty play all year long on, I'm as talented as that guy, but that guy's way better than me. Why? It's because he goes out and does the fundamental things properly every day. So there's always something to learn, always something to grow upon. Just very fortunate that our younger guys got a chance to learn under our older veteran guys that have been here a while and understand what it takes to be a Sun Devil.
Thank you, Arizona State.
You bet.